truth. She will tell you, because she's told me, thought about going to college and did eventually go to college. And if she's honest about that, she'll tell you that as well. My grandfather never, or my grandmother never spoke down on her, never mistreated her. Any girl who has been in my household will tell you how amazing my mom and my grandparents are. So that's not true at all. Wanda is not. Wanda and Letitia are very insecure. I'll let you guys decide that once you, from what you've seen, pretext and the context of what will be shown later on. I know that you've seen 4 seasons of Tisha so far. I'll just say that I've always tried to help her build her insecurity. I've always told her how beautiful I thought she was. I've always told her that her skin tone was amazing when she didn't feel that way. I've always, told her that she was smart when she didn't feel that way. So why she's coming so hard against me, for the life of me, I don't understand it. But hey, it is what it is. Has Wanda always been truth challenged? She tells some of the greatest hits ever. I'll hit her with the biggest GH'er of all time. She always got some greatest hits to tell. Greatest hits. Okay, let me see what else y'all got for me. Can you explain if you told Tisha Mel was forcing you to speak negatively about her, and Marcel, Mel called you on camera, but we didn't get a full answer? Okay, when Mel called me, you guys can see the entirety of that conversation. When Mel called me, Tisha was the one to say, hey, you're on speakerphone, be honest. And I said, I don't know why you would expect anything different. Y'all, as Kiki, everybody who knows Kiki knows I've always been very opinionated and extremely outspoken. I've always been very outspoken, and I've never, ever, ever had a problem saying or sharing how I felt with anyone ever, and that will not ever change. Okay, ever. So I told exactly what I remembered that transpired that night. I said what I said. I didn't say anything negative about them. However, I did not say anything that was untrue. And I said what I said. And that's that. And if people are bothered by that, then I sincerely apologize for that. I'm sorry if you were bothered by the true statements that I made. But I did not do it with malicious intent. I just answered a question in the most honest way possible. Seemingly for me, without trying not to throw anyone under the bus. I kind of thought about it before I even answered the question, because I wanted to make sure I crafted an answer that was safe. However, it ended up being far from the safest answer I could have given. Honestly, I feel like if I would have said, you know what, Tisha, Marcel was a cheater, and he's a cheater. He's been with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Or Jane, Jill, and Janae, If I would have said that, it would have been no difference in their reaction. So I kind of feel like, hell, I might as well have said something more sinister, because I got that same reaction anyway. But that's not really what I wanted to do. And anyone who knows my heart knows that I never want to see a family divided or split up. I would not advocate for that in any kind of way. But I will tell the truth if I'm put in that position, okay? Did Mel force me? That's how they made it seem. No, Mel is, number one, nobody can force me to do anything. As my husband. Nobody could force Kiki to do anything. I'm very strong-willed. So no, she didn't force me. However, I knew that I would say production pushes things more so than cast members. So sometimes you will have to answer a question over and over and over again until you give them something that they feel is TV worthy. They created this Let's Hate Male clique, and it's very high schoolish, mean girl in spirit. I think a lot of things that takes place on the camera or in front of the camera is cliquish in high school, and I hate that. I hate that people pick sides before actually getting to know a person. They judge before actually getting to know a person. That's just not how I am. Now, back in the day, I would have probably jumped Team Tisha had I not known Mel before all of this started to take place. But that's just not the space that I'm in anymore. Neither is it the space that me and Letitia are in as it relates to our relationship. And everyone who knows us, they know that me and Tisha have not been, seeing eye to eye for years. And I think the final straw with me was not only her sharing some intimate details about some things I was going through, which I will go further into on the show, but there was this whole situation about these Beyonce tickets that we bought, and I feel like she completely shaded me and wronged me and got over on me in that situation. And so that's one thing that kind of really caused the divide in our relationship, plus her telling some lies on me that I eventually found out about that I did not appreciate at all. And I don't even know if she knows about that I know these things, but many people, not just Melody guys, but many people have come back and told me things that Letitia has said about me throughout the years that I know she said because it could not have come from any other source. These were things and information that only she was privy to. So I know that these things came from her. And I don't think she knows the full scope of what I know that I just decided to let go because I decided to let the relationship go. So I was over it at that point. I've been over this relationship for many years. And I don't think she really knows the severity of the things that have come back to me and how I felt about those things. Okay, let's see. Is Mel a great person? I absolutely 100% believe that she's a great person. And people look at TV, and I feel like sometimes TV can give you guys a misconception of people. Now, granted, she has her issues just like anybody else does, but I feel like people judge her way too harshly. She is a very loving, kind-hearted person. She always is down to earth, super cool, fun. I've never seen that mean and malicious side of Mel. Now, other people have said that she's done them some ways, but if I were biased, then I could agree with them. But because I look at it from a fair perspective, I don't agree with that. I've gotten to know Mel as a person, and not only that, but we do share a mutual best friend. And the friends that we're both best friends with, she's an amazing person, amazing. And I know that she would not have anyone in her circle that embodied the negative characteristics that they try to attribute to Melody. Okay, so I think she's an amazing person. Yes. My phone about to die. Quickly, please. Production shows us exception. That's true. How long have I known Melody? Okay, guys. So I'm gonna give you the whole timeline of how long I've known Melody. When Melody was in undergrad, I was a graduate student. We were both in the English department. Okay. Melody was undergrad in English. I was grad in English. So we saw each other all the time going back and forth to class. So we knew of each other then. Once I finished, I think Mel started doing her student teaching, and she also worked in the English department. And I worked in the English department as an English professor. So, but it's kind of like right after she graduated, that's when I kind of started working. So we kind of missed each other. However, she was always up there, always visiting and all of that stuff. So we got to know each other a little bit more when I became a full-time professor at Alabama A&M. And the semester after Mel finished her student teaching, I did my student teaching in the master's program, but it was with the same teacher. So I would kind of call her and ask her, advice and different things on how to deal with this certain teacher that I was student teaching up under. So that was one connection we had. Our friend Dwaynia, also we were both in the English department. So I believe that was around, plug it up for me, please. I need a longer one. That's not going to reach tomorrow. Come on now. Common sense, baby. Common sense. let me think. So that was around 2006, 2007 that we first met and we knew of each other, and we would see each other, in passing every now and then. And we would also get together certain times. Our mutual best friend would have any kind of events or party or anything like that. We would hang out and we always had a great time together. Now at that point, we weren't like always talking on the phone and stuff like that together. We were merely associates. And then in 2000, I believe, 14, that's when she met Tisha. But by this time, Mel and I were already super cool. We were already associates. And so when Mel and Tisha started hanging out and Tisha was telling me about it, I was like, yeah, I know Melody. And I explained, who Melody was to Letitia. And then my friend had, our mutual friend, she had an event. And Tisha went to the event with me. And I introduced her to Melody at that event. Now, Tisha says that she knew Melody before that, but I don't believe that that's true. I believe that I introduced her to Melody, because I will never forget specifically saying, hey, Tisha, this is the girl that I was telling you about. We did our student teaching together, blah, blah, blah. Shortly after that, Tisha and Mel, it was actually Marcel and Marcel who started hanging out first. And after they started hanging out, they introduced their families to one another. Then they all started hanging out together as families. And by that time, me and Tisha's relationship had grown a little strained. So that's when, because of that, I wasn't around as much. I was around special days, holidays like Christmas and, any other special events or holidays. We all hung out together. Me, Tisha, Melody, all of our husbands. That's why when everybody's so shocked that I'm around, I'm like, this has got to be acting for TV. I took a class in college, and that was the name of the class, acting for TV. Because really surprised that I'm around when I've been around many times before. Thank you, Mari. Like, that's absolutely ludicrous. That's ludicrous to me. And the fact that they really stuck with that, I'll address that further. Y'all will see more about that, because that still doesn't sit well with me. Because to me, it's like they tried to paint a picture that Melody and I really didn't know each other. And that couldn't have been further from the truth. I knew Melody before any of them knew Melody. I knew Marcel before any of them knew Marcel. So it's just crazy to me that they would they would exert that much energy and effort in putting forth this narrative based on complete misconception. I didn't like that at all, guys. But hey, that's what TV will get you. All right, I agree with you with the snake comment. Do the snake for y'all. Okay. I was weak when you started posting receipts. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, they run with this enough. Okay. Kiki was never invited before. When truth be told, I was just in the awkward predicament, y'all. The last 4 or 5 years, Melody and our relationship has grown tenfold. Now, again, at first, we were merely associates. We were connected through my mutual friend. We were connected through Alabama A&M. We were connected through being English majors. Yeah, we were connected that way. But we were not just, we had each other's phone numbers and stuff, but we didn't communicate like that unless we had like a question or something to ask. But after we did this event, where we both had to speak at, I did a poem, and she had to speak at this event that the English department at A&M had. So after that event, I remember me and Melody, we after everybody left, we talked for hours, and after that, we made a more conscious effort to hang out, speak to each other more, because the vibe was just good and authentic. Because our mutual best friend will always tell us, you know what, y'all have so much in common. Y'all need to actually link up. But I never wanted to force anything. Anything I do, I always wanted to come from a place of authenticity. So at that time, that was the time where we developed that authentic bond where we could move forward together as friends. So Melody has invited me ever since this show. We were talking before the show even came on at all. We were talking when this show was only a concept. Okay? Texting. Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? every single thing that Melody has had, she has invited me to since the show has been airing. So I was in a position where I felt like, because me and Tisha were trying to rebuild some things. So I was in a position where I feel like, dang, Tisha gonna get mad at me if I go. I don't want to be mad at me, but at the same time, Melody ain't gonna keep inviting me to stuff if I keep not going, you know? So I got to a point where I was like, especially when I saw that me and Tisha's relationship was just not going to improve, I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to push aside somebody I feel like is a good and genuine friend for another relationship that is seemingly not going to improve. So I decided not to take part in that high school rubbish any longer. And so I'm not. And if anyone feels any kind of way about it, they want to call me disloyal, fine, I don't care. But guess who I'm not going to be disloyal to any longer? Kiki. I'm not going to be disloyal to Kiki for someone who I feel like was not loyal to Kiki. I'm not going to put myself on the back burner any longer because of someone else's feelings. I'm not doing it anymore. And, you know, many of my friends, they would continuously say to me throughout the years, Kiki, come on, when are you going to get it? Wake up. This girl, yes, that's your cousin. We know you love your cousin. But when is enough enough? When are you going to get it? Why do you keep, it's like she has the wool pulled over your eyes. It wasn't that. I've never been a dumb person. I just really loved her. And I wanted our relationship to work. I still love her. But as far as our relationship, I just don't. Especially with her having the people in her ear that's in her ear, I don't see it. I don't see it progressing. So that's that. Exactly. Peace is priceless. So is getting your truth out. I agree. And if anybody's going to tell my truth, I'm going to tell my truth. Wanda's attempting at telling my truth, and she's failing miserably. Miserably. Because she's not putting out the truth. So just pump your brakes. Don't tell it. Let me tell it myself. Okay? All right, let's see. I'll take a couple of more questions. Do I think money changed her? I don't think that money changed her. Let me say what I do think changed her. I think that happiness changed her. Because before Tisha got with Marcel, oh, that was a different Tisha. That was a wonder bitter type of Tisha. And after she got with Marcel, it was a different person. She was happy then. So then she could be happy for me when I told her things that I was happy about or that was great or happening in my life. That's when I saw the jealousy from Letitia subside. Like they're trying to put out that I'm jealous of Tisha. Nah, y'all. Anybody who knows me, I don't have that many best friends for nothing. I'm the least jealous person in the world. I've just never been jealous. I always felt like what God has for me is for me. And I've just always been in my own lane. You know, I've never tried to compete with anyone. I'm just always Kiki. I love being Kiki. I've never wanted to be anyone else. I like what I like, and that's just that. So I feel like when Tisha got with Marcel, I saw less jealous activity from her. Did it subside? Nope. The envy did not subside then, but it was less frequent than it was before. But there were still some issues of envy that I could very well point out and give receipts on. Okay? I want to ask her wholeheartedly, when have you ever seen me be jealous of you? Ever. When? Show it to me. Point it out. Because I want to know. I'm so curious about that. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that as well. All right. Let me see. Any good? I'll take a couple of more questions because y'all, they said my last live was really long. So I don't want to, keep y'all forever. So I want a couple of good questions to answer. Something that everybody's been asking me. So I kind of know where to go. Oh, the States comment. That's funny. How have mutual that happens in Bessemer? I'm gonna let that happen first, and then I'll kind of shed light on, how family acquaintances might feel about, that. Okay. Y'all saying this is good. Keep going. Y'all, look, don't beef me up. I'm the type of person, I love to talk. I'll talk forever. I have a conversation with y'all forever. A lot of people are saying, Kiki, she clout chasing. No, anybody who knows me will tell y'all I am a people's person. I always have been. I engage with people. I answer questions. I will argue back and forth on Facebook and other platforms with people I don't know. I will argue in person with people that I do know. I will debate about anything, anywhere, anytime. That's just me. I like to engage, and that's a part of my personality. Okay, so I love listening to you. Thank you. I love talking to you. So thank you so much. One of my main goals and hopes has always been to be a speaker. The two of my greatest gifts are writing. I write very well. I have some things that I'm getting ready to publish, so I hope y'all ready for that. And I hope y'all support me on that. I love writing and speaking. Those are two of the gifts that God blessed me with. And so I hope to capitalize off of those gifts as well. Because they're the things that I just can't see my life without me doing. So thank you for the support and the encouragement, guys. What's my zodiac sign? What's that number one zodiac sign? Scorpio! I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Scorpio! Is it Pisces? No. Is it Libra? No. Is it Taurus? No. Is it that? No. Go Scorpio. It's your birthday. I'm a Scorpio. You have Letitia shook with your energy. Y'all, I have always been a very energetic person. I've just always been don't go anywhere with me if you're lame, if you're boring, if you don't want to have a good time, if you don't want to turn up, you don't want to party, then you could go home. Because Kiki gonna get it on and she got it going on. I'm crazy, y'all. I like to have fun. That's just me. Life is just boring enough. Like, come on, let's turn up. Let's have fun. Let's laugh. Doesn't laughing and smiling make you feel so much better? It does. So why not laugh as often as possible? That's what I like to do. So let's just have fun. That's what I'm about. Fun more so than anything else. Okay, we will support you. Thank you. So I say, hey. Okay, did Marcel cheat? Ooh, that's a loaded question, girl. That's a loaded question. You have to keep watching to kind of see, where it goes. I don't know if Marcel cheated, but you'll see. You'll see where that story goes. So I can't divulge any information on that right now. But laughing is good for the heart. Yes, it is. So let's all not die of heart attacks. Or if we do, let's go out with a Coke and a smile. Is Marcel an alcoholic? No, he's not an alcoholic. He does like to drink alcohol. But I believe he has enough self-control to avoid being an alcoholic. If he didn't have that self-control, then maybe. But nah, he controls it pretty well. She said in the words of 50 Cent, he did that ish. That was funny. Okay, y'all. Give me another good question. Anybody got a real good question for me? Why does Tisha put up with his mouth? I don't know, because I've been, boop. Who you talking to? You better check yourself and correct yourself, okay? You know what? Marcel and our relationship has always been very toxic because we just do not get along. We never have, it's a lot of love there, but we just don't get along. Marcel, and I'm going to tell you this too, and y'all might hear me say this on the show. Marcel, I believe, he's one of those people that's in Tisha's ear that's like, don't trust Kiki, blah, blah, blah. When honestly, if she can't trust nobody else, she can most definitely trust me because I'm going to be there for her regardless of what's going on, with us. And if he made her cry today, I'd be the first one jumping on that bald head, smacking him across the back, for hurting my cousin. I believe that Marcel knows that Kiki is going to call a spade a spade. And he knows that he cannot pull the wool over my eyes. I'm just not as easily wooed and enticed. And I don't want to say encouraged. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm just not as easily won over by Marcel as other people might be with his words. Marcel is one of those people that, I teach composition. So he's one of those people who will write an essay and I'll be reading them. I'll be like, he using all these big words full of fluff and he ain't saying nothing. Nothing. This ain't even coherent. It don't even make sense. He like to go around in these circles and try to come up with riddles to try to sound like he's smart, like he's Marcel. I can't even talk tonight. Not Socrates, but like he's Marcel. No, you are not a philosopher, Marcel. Just give it up. Stick to the basics, okay? He likes to do all this wordplay and all of this. And a lot of times he says he goes around and around in circles, making absolutely no sense. And I'm like, and people really be like, yo, they really be like, oh, you so smart. And I be like, that ain't even make sense. But, okay, whatever you say. Girl, Jesus used parables. He didn't use parables. Marcel doesn't use parables. He used rambles. Okay? Rambles. That's what I'm calling his. Rambles, not parables. Right, Mika. Right. He's a gaslighter. Checkmate. He does it so you can get off the subject. I got a Scorpio and I'm on his ass. I agree. But I believe that he does that because he knows that I'm going to tell her the truth about any situation that they might be dealing with. And I'm not going to try to cover it up. I'm going to give her I'm going to try to make her think about the facts that are right before her eyes. And he doesn't need anybody in Tisha's life that's going to try to dissuade her from believing the things that he tells her. Okay, so that's a threat. So he wants to keep Kiki as far away as possible. And I don't blame you. I would too if I were you. Because I ain't going to buy you bullshit. And I ain't going to sell you bullshit either. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, how do I feel about the men attacking Mel on social media? I think it's distasteful. I think it's distasteful for any man to come for a woman. Like, don't you have a man that you can beef with? Like I was also in a situation where, the men were coming for me and I was holding my own by myself because Kiki ain't never scared. Ain't nothing that any man can say that's going to scare me at all. And so the fact that certain men will gang up on and attack women, I'm like, to me, it's a bitch-made move. And to me, it just exposes your panty line, your slip. Bitches do that. And that's all I have to say about that. Yep, a whole one. Okay, one more question, y'all, and then I gotta go. Any plans for my parents to be on the show? My dad, absolutely not. He has no interest at all in being on the show. And I understand why. Number one, he's a private person. And I'm sorry, Grandma. My mama just texted me and said, your grandmother is listening. I'm sorry, Grandma. I shouldn't say bitch. I'm sorry. I'm going to get a whooping, y'all. Okay. I don't even know what I was answering no more. Dang, what was I answering? I forgot. Mama, you messed me up. Now you're going to have to text me and tell me what I was answering because I don't remember. If they add you to the cast, don't let your husband hang with them. Well, oddly enough, my husband already does. That's what's so crazy, guys. Behind, off camera, it's a close-knit type of neighborhood. My husband is an Omega, Marcel is an Omega, and we've hung together for many, many years outside of the show. So my husband is he's not into the dramatics, so he's not going to allow the things that have been taking place on the show to affect the way that he interacts with people off of the show. But if I need him to have Kiki's back, he's most definitely going to have Kiki's back. And that's just that. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mama, about my parents being on the show. My dad is not going to be on the show. No, he's just not interested. He's very private. And he's like, I don't understand why you on the show. You going to tell all your business? I don't care about people knowing my business, y'all. That's why I don't have anything to hide, because I feel this way. I'm human. Who isn't human? Why do people they really put on the air and act like, oh, I have no problems. My life is so perfect and I don't suffer with anything. I have suffered with things. I have gone through things. There are things that I suffer with today. Things I cry, I get angry, I hurt just like any other human being. So no, I don't mind putting my dirt out there and my skeletons being exposed. And I don't mind telling you exactly who I am and what I suffer from, because I'm a human. And nobody can come stand in front of me and tell me that they too have not suffered from some things. And if those things were exposed to the whole world, that they wouldn't be judged too. Do I know that people are going to judge, things that I put out there about myself? Absolutely. And those people are the people who are most displeased with their own lives. Because what they really want to do, they want to judge somebody else to make themselves feel superior. Because they've never gone through anything, right? That's not who Kiki is. I am the least judgmental person in the world. And life taught me that. Life definitely taught me that. Because honestly, I used to be just a little bit. I always been cool and down to earth. But I used to be just a little bit, I don't want to say, not stuck up. That's not the word. Not sedity. I would say maybe just a smidget judgmental. And now I am just, life taught me different. Life will humble you. And I've gone through some things that I never in a million years thought I'd go through. And I don't mind sharing that with the world. It is what it is. All my friends and my close family know anyway. So if every single person that I love and care about, who also loves and cares about me, if they know about the things, all of my secrets, then why should I give a care about the rest of the world knowing too? They're going to judge anyway. They judge Jesus Christ. They're going to find stones to throw at you. So you know what? I will wear my scarlet letter or whatever other kind of letter.